Hi, my name is Corey Brown. I was born May 27, 1978. I am from Brantford, Ontario. It all started when I was 6 months old that I found out that I was beat really bad, cuts on my right arm, and third-degree burns on my leg and foot from my mom's boyfriend. Over the period of 8.5 years, he would beat me, molest my sister. He slaved us for years, made us go out and collect money from marathon runs. Back in the days, you can go door to door and ask people for money. If we never meet the quota, he would beat us. He even made me shave my head and my eyebrows to make it look like I had cancer. It's pretty sad. There's been lots of times where I would be beat so bad that he would lock me in my room and I couldn't go to school. To this day, I can't read or write. I can't function properly like most people. But I have a lot of trauma. In my life. I can't have things that other people would like to have because I can't hold a job for more than 30 days because I get so depressed and anxieties, and it's too much for me. I've been to counseling, trauma counseling before when I was a kid. So I had enough one time, and I went to school when I was allowed, finally. Oh yeah, and I forgot. He would put me in a dungeon downstairs. That's what I would call it, with no drywall, just cement, centipedes, spiders, rats, and mice. That was my room. Not the greatest. But anyways, I finally told Mr. Blackburn, his name was, who was my principal, and showed him the welts that I had on my ass and my back. Now remember, I said that, okay? So people called CAS, Children's Aid Society, for children that are in need of help from abuse or however you say it. So they came. I remember I left with them and I went to their office. Mind you, I only lived a block away from them on St. Catherine Street or something like that, I think. And they gave me a teddy bear. I felt safe. But at the same time, I missed my mom. Not him. And my sisters, I missed them too. I remember they took me to a foster home. And I'm an indigenous 42-year-old male too, North American Indian. But I remember them taking me there. And then I got scared. I didn't want to go home, but I wanted to see my mom. So I ran away. And then they found me again. I have been through too much in my life. It's not fair. So I'm a part of the 60 Scoop, an Indian day school class action lawsuit. And I was approved for both. Because of the pandemic, I had to use all that money because I can't work, like I said. So I had bills I had to pay. And my wife today, she gave me a beautiful daughter. She took care of my sorry ass for this long, and it's not fair to her. You see, that's my life. And many more other files to go with that. I started reading it, and oh my God, let me tell you, the Children's Aid really treated me bad. They didn't believe that anything happened to me at my house. They said that I was lying. I have been to 11 schools and 98 homes and 3 group homes and 1 mental institution for children. And one of the files I read that the doctor said, "Why is this kid here? He's just hyperactive. He doesn't need to be here." And that was another thing that I seen, the trauma. I was sexually assaulted, not only by one staff, but by 2 adults that were living there. And I remember the one guy told me to stop lying. That didn't happen. And if you continue, we're going to put you in the rubber room, which is right at the end hall, with a big, solid metal door. It's bad enough that I was shoved in my room when I was younger and locked in for days on end and weeks sometimes, or put into a mildewed basement with no walls but just cement and bugs and mice and rats. It smelled really bad. So what do you think I said? Okay, I lied, I'm sorry. Because I didn't want to be in that room. So I was told to keep my mouth shut. And that was at a place called CPRI in London, Ontario. And you know, the funny thing is when I was there, CAS knew my father lived in London, Ontario. He was a drug and alcohol counselor, was married, and had other kids. And he was looking for us. They wouldn't even tell him where I was. Eventually they did when I was 15. They would make me. CAS told CPRI that they would put me on a Greyhound by myself. Mind you, I was 11, but I looked like I was 7 with long hair, very skinny and fragile. People sometimes thought I was a girl. I remember there was this old man looking at me with pervert disgust in him. I was so fucking terrified. I told the bus driver, I was sitting with an older woman because I felt safe. The bus driver thought that was my grandmother and didn't think anything of it. He was disgusted that I was traveling by myself. And he thought I was younger than what I told him. He thought I was a runaway. He stayed with me. I don't know how long it was, but it felt like a long time. Finally, CAS came to pick me up. Fucking pretty disgusting. I started reading my files. My trauma started getting worse. I remember telling them a long time ago, I remember this, when they told me to, that Corey, you'll go home eventually, we promise. Things will be okay. I told them no. I said I don't want to go home. I never want to go back there again. I just want someone to take me and love me for who I am and to give me a better life. I remember that. A lady named Irma Salt. Here's the catch. Tina Obadiah is my sister, half-sister. She was married and had a child with Waylon Salt. That was Irma Salt. That was his grandmother. So some things didn't really connect. My mom knew her. So you would think that the first time that when you were beat so bad at 6 months old and you had a laceration to your right arm, I don't remember, I don't know if it was left or right, but it was one of those arms. It was on my files. And 3rd degree burns from my leg all the way down. You see, I have a big, humongous scar on my leg and foot. Sorry. That's where I got burnt. And I always wondered where that came from. And then when I friggin' read my files, I cried immediately when no one was around. I love my wife more than anything in the world. And I don't know how to show her affection or appreciation. That was taken from me when I was a kid. She saved my life 7 years ago. You see, I was addicted to drugs. I tried it for the first time, which was crack cocaine. And took all my pain away. Started taking the memories, the bad ones. It's like the drug put me in a safe zone, which it's not, but that's what it felt like to me. But it did nothing but destroy my life even more. Took my families away. I would do good for a bit and then screw up. I remember I saved a person's life, and it was the best feeling that anybody can ever ask for. Because probably that person today is walking and talking and being with family. I've OD'd over the years. I've almost died. It's a weird feeling the first time it happened. I've seen a bunch of nurses and a couple doctors, and I finally opened my eyes and I saw heads but no bodies floating in the air, talking, and I know that there's a higher power greater than anything in this world because I'm still here today. I shouldn't be here. So I don't know what purpose I have on this world. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I would want to be normal and have a life and be there for my kids. But I don't know how I can ever do that. I'm tired of hurting people, destroying their lives because of mine is not the greatest. I'm not a bad person. I just make bad choices. And one of the other biggest struggles I have too is that I have a stepson with autism. It's crazy. But I love him no matter what the circumstances are between me and him. CAS even threw me out on the streets and left me hanging for a few days with nowhere to go. I think I was 16. And then they went to court to try to get rid of me. And it said in the files, the judge says, get out of my courtroom. Keep him until the end. He was pretty disgusted about that. I was too. I never even knew that. I forgot all about that because I tried hiding all my bad memories and tried to get new ones. Good ones. I wish I had my own home to be in, to get better, to get this medication, to help me better myself so I can be there for my 3-year-old daughter. I have so much to say, so much more. My life is like a story, a movie. I've traveled from the United States to Canada. My anxieties are so bad that I have to move from one place to another because that's how I lived with CAS. Before I let you guys go, I had 2 foster parents who wanted to adopt me. I felt safe. I was well behaved. I felt like I had a chance and I was going to have a family. And CAS denied both of them. They didn't hear what I wanted. They just wanted to make more money. So of course I was always bad in the other places because they never heard me out. They never listened to what I wanted. They only did what they wanted. One good thing about my wife is she understands me. She doesn't judge me. There's so much going on in my life right now that it's hard to explain. But if there's people out there like me, you're not alone. We can do this. We can find a way to coexist with other people in life. I have never ever hated anybody in life. I would always try to be there for other people, but not myself. I would give my clothes to people in need. If I had the money, I would feed them, even though I was in my own addiction and starving myself. But well, thank you.